What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Gold Silver Bulls YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be showing you my gold and silver stack. Today is Friday, January 23rd, 2026, and silver, let me pull up my iPad for you guys to see. Silver literally just hit $100 an ounce for the first time in history. Absolutely insane what's going on, and it's just a really cool ride to be a part of, right? I feel like I'm very late to the game, but it is what it is, I guess. You know, better late than never, as they say. So this is my gold and silver stack here. It's nothing crazy. I know there's plenty of people in the world that have like insane stacks with thousands and thousands. The coin dealer that I go to has thousands upon thousands, I'm sure. Don't want to ask him exactly how much they have, but I know for a fact, if you've been in the game for 20, 30 years, you've got a lot of silver and gold. But this is mine. I recently started around October of 2025. So give or take 3 months, because it's January 23rd. So around 3 months, give or take, is when I started. The first few ounces of silver that I got were, I believe, these guys right here, and I got them for $50. So spot price was like 48, and I got them for 50, and I got like 6 of them. So slowly but surely, these are the cheapest ones that I have right here. So the orchestra ones, I believe this is from Germany, but these are literally the cheapest ones that I was able to get my hands on early on as a stacker, right? $50 is the cheapest I've paid. Every time, everything else that you see here is either $60, $70, or even $90, right? So it's pretty expensive. The gold here is a 5 ounce, I'm sorry, it's a 5 gram, 99%, 99.99% pure gold from the Australian Mint. It's an absolutely beautiful little piece of gold. Again, this was like, I paid like almost $700 for this. I know it's gone up a lot because gold has gone up a lot in price, but sheesh. I'm just glad to be joining the ride. You know, the fact that silver went up about what, 190% last year in 2025, and it's already up 40-ish%, if not more, this year, and it's not even been 3 weeks. Yeah, silver, I think, is going to do crazy numbers this year. So I'm just really excited to be a part of this. I know I've been in real estate for many years as an investor, as a realtor. I've done millions of dollars in sales and rentals, and I've only ever, when it comes to investing, my philosophy was very honed in solely on real estate. Never really into stocks that much. And then real estate was just like the big thing, because it's like, for me, it's like, if I can't physically hold it in my hands, to me, it didn't feel like a real investment. It didn't feel real, right? That's why stocks were always one of those things where I was iffy about. Because if anybody pulled the plug on like the internet for whatever reason, then there goes, my stocks. Same thing with like holding money in the bank. It's like, if anything ever happens, right, the money that I'm seeing on my phone screen on the app, what could happen to that? So I wanted to diversify, start investing in things other than real estate, because these things have been going absolutely insane over the past, forever, basically. And I wanted to be a part of something that was like real estate in terms of appreciation. In fact, more recently, it's been even better than real estate in terms of growth percentage. And I wanted something different, something that I know is going to be good in the future, something that's actually practical, things that are going to be around forever, because gold and silver is literally talked about in the Bible all the time. It's like, I've read the Bible front to back, and it's like constant. You see silver, you see gold, you see silver, you see gold. Whether it's in the book of Genesis with Adam and Eve, it's like, how important is gold and silver to God? And how important is gold and silver for God to give it to his people, right? He created us to be abundant and wealthy. And here I am born thousands of years later, and I'm like, maybe this is something that I should invest in, because historically speaking, it only ever goes up. On average, it only ever has gone up, and literally, we can see today gold is almost at $5,000 an ounce, and silver just hit $100 an ounce for the first time in history for both of these. So it's like, it kind of makes sense if the Bible talks about it, and it's like the it is the truth and the biggest and most read book on earth by humans. It is like God's guidebook to life. Why are we not all buying gold and silver when we're getting appreciation of 200%, right? It doubles and triples in price in 1 year, right? So it just made sense to me to invest in silver and gold. Granted, I feel like, again, I'm very late to the party, but I also am very strong in belief that gold's going to keep going. Gold will be at 10,000 at some point. Silver is going to be at $200 at some point. I think silver could even hit $200 this year. Gold could hit $8,000 this year. I think the gold to silver ratio is going to drop down to maybe 35%, or 35 to 30 this year. And I honestly believe it'll break even below what the gold to silver ratio was in 2011, I believe, where it was at 32. So silver and silver, the gold to silver ratio was at 32. I believe I think, based on the supply and demand for silver right now, that silver is going to be at a much more, higher amount per ounce. I think the gold to silver ratio is going to be more like 20, maybe even 15, 15 to 1, 20 to 1 ratio with gold. And at that point, I'm going to say goodbye to all of my silver and then trade it all for gold. But I definitely see silver over the next 5, 6, 7 years, maybe even more, because of the demand that's happening, because of the things that are happening in the economy. Silver is going to skyrocket continually. Gold's going to continually skyrocket. The fact that they keep cutting interest rates all the time, it just makes sense that silver and gold are going to go up. Plus, it's literally in the Bible. So, and if rich people are putting their money in this, then I think everybody should be putting their money in this, because this stuff right here, these 62.1 ounces, are money. This is the real money. The fiat currency, the paper money that we have, that's not real money at all. There is nothing backing any of that. And, I'll go into more details in the future with more videos of my thoughts of, the gold standard and things like that. But this is basically, to me, like buying a very tiny portion of real estate that I can physically hold in my hands, and it's going to retain its value, preserve its wealth over decades and decades and generations to come, potentially even at higher percentages than real estate itself. So I should have, I beat myself up for not knowing this stuff sooner, but sometimes God just doesn't want to give you the wisdom. Maybe you're not ready, but when you are ready, you can't lose. It's when it's your time to win, you cannot lose, and you cannot lose when it's your time to win. So that's my silver stack, about 62.1 ounces of silver, and then I have the 5 gram of pure gold here from the Australian Perth Mint. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for many more to come. This is going to be, this channel is going to have a lot of really awesome news and updates and tips on investing in gold and silver and even real estate, and just understanding how the economy is working and how economics plays into the pricing of all of this. So hope you guys enjoyed. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.